Welcome to this Prezi on gathering evidence for a paper. This Prezi will cover how to plan your time, how to use the library's resources, where to gather and organize information, and when to look into additional resources that are available. Once you have a working thesis or direction for your paper, you are ready to do research to find the specific details, facts, and opinions that will support or refute it. It is important to give yourself lots of time to gather appropriate evidence. Some sources you find may be temporarily unavailable because they have been checked out by other students, or the sources may not be located on campus. As well, useful information is sometimes spread over a variety of sources, in which case the research process will take more time. If you have any questions about how to use a database or collect appropriate sources, be sure to stop by the library reference desk or visit the library's website where resources are plentiful and help is available. When gathering information from your sources, you should be looking for ideas and findings that represent several viewpoints and that prove your final argument is more than just your opinion. Remember that authors' ideas and direct quotations must always be cited. This is why it's so important to make sure you organize and clearly document the information you find. While it may initially seem tedious, it will save you valuable time when you write your essay. Plus, writing your notes allows you to formulate ideas you may not have thought of had you only passively read the material, especially if you take notes in a way that encourages a deeper understanding of your topic. Here's one method you can use to stay organized throughout the research process and maximize your effort. At the beginning of your notes, record the bibliographical information for the source: author, title, place, publisher, date, and so on. The information you collect will be according to a specific citation style, such as APA or MLA, and it will depend on the type of source you're using. To see what information you should be recording for different types of sources, consult Writing and Learning Services documentation style guides, which can be found at mcewen.ca/WLS. Now, create 3 columns, one that's narrow, one that's wide, and then another narrow one. You can do this on a piece of paper, or you can use a program like Word or Pages. Or you can even use Google Docs, which you have access to with your student email account, and which automatically makes your notes accessible from anywhere you have an internet connection. The first narrow column will be for recording page numbers, which is really important to do so you can cite all of your information properly. In the wide column, write your research notes next to their corresponding page numbers. Put quotation marks around exact quotations. Indicate when you have summarized or paraphrased information by using a different color of ink. You don't want to confuse this information with your own thoughts later on. Speaking of which, it will also be important to record your own impressions and thoughts about what you are reading. Try using brackets around your own thoughts or a separate page or note card. Now, in the third column, list some keywords that correspond to each note. This will allow you to sort your notes by content and quickly find the information you need when you start putting together different pieces of evidence to support one point. Once you find a source that is worth taking notes from, do not just write down all of the information robotically. Read the information slowly and critically to engage with the author's ideas. What is the point the author is making with this information? Are these ideas consistent with earlier ones? Are they supported by your other research too? Or are these ideas different than what other scholars are arguing? Also, when you are finding research sources, avoid simply picking the first 3 or 4 sources you find, without looking further to see if there are other sources, further down on your results list, that might be helpful. You want to choose the best available evidence, not just the easiest to find evidence. And once again, leave yourself lots of time. You may think you have all of your evidence, but realize later you need to do more research to strengthen a point. Gathering evidence is a dynamic, not a static process, and it's not always linear from start to finish. So don't worry if you have to go back and find additional information after you have already started writing your essay. There are plenty of quality resources for you to use to gather information, and you can access them from numerous places, including the MacEwan Library Catalog, interlibrary loans from other institutions, or the Edmonton Public Library, which you can access with your student card. You may even find yourself taking a trip or two to the city or provincial archives. MacEwan University's librarians are here to help you learn how to find good research sources so you can flex your academic muscle. But no matter how savvy you get at doing research, it's usually going to take more time than you think. So plan ahead, stay organized, and make the most of your time by actively engaging with your materials while you read them. Please take a look at the next Prezi, which will cover planning a paper.